Welcome, CamundaCon. Do you enjoy the conference so far? Okay. We do that once more. Do you enjoy the conference so far? Yay! Okay, wow. Awesome. No, I love that. I do, I really do. And I had a lot of conversations over the last two days. I have a lot of really good talks, a lot of really good feedback. And what I always love most is actually the kind of the energy, the enthusiasm, the dedication of basically all of you. So thank you so much for coming. You're all awesome. And let's do a great conference together. Awkward silence. No, that's fine. I have one, and then we get to the serious business. I have one important question for you. Can you see me in front of that background, actually? It's like, yes? Just the head, a talking head? Okay, that's fine. Then we go with the talking head. But let's get into that. So we have a lot of stuff, actually, not much time. So yesterday you learned a lot already about agentic orchestration and how it blends the deterministic orchestration part, so basically all the BPMN workflows you have, all the STP parts, everything you love and like about Camunda and you know for probably a couple of years already, how to blend that with a more dynamic way of executing things, the dynamic orchestration, which is much more like probably case management you know from a couple of years back, where you let AI decide certain things and add dynamic to that. And you also heard about how or what a platform needs in order to enable all of that. So integration is one thing. So obviously you need to get all the existing systems actually into that game that the agents, for example, can orchestrate all the systems you have, can access the data you might have and all these kind of things. We talked about task automation because you might need all, like the human in the loop, you might need DMN tables, you might need nowadays RPA, IDP. We're not talking about that too much, actually, but we just released that with the latest 8.7 release. And for example, also SAP integration. There's a certified SAP integration, so you can easily plug that into the whole orchestration game. And now, embedding AI. And as all theory is kind of gray, we actually wanted to jump into something real right away. So that's kind of the context. Now let's go into the demo. And the demo, actually, Daniel spoiled it quite a bit yesterday, so you probably already have an idea. So the idea is if you send an email, for example, to a bank with kind of a general request, it's the typical info@email address, and you just send something. So the bank needs to react to that and hopefully send a proper response. Therefore, we want to do an AI agent, and the agent is basically going into a kind of loop, asking an LLM what to do next. And in order to do something really useful here, the LLM might need to actually use certain tools. And those tools can be anything, we see that in a minute, that you can do in BPMN. It could be a human asking an employee, for example. It could be systems, so it could be other agents. It could be a legacy system, could be a service task, could be Java code, could be whatever you need. Asking that, getting the result back, and then the LLM can reconsider with new information. And that loop might go on for a couple of times until you finally get a response. OK, so that was another theory slide. But now, let's get into the demo. And as everything in life starts, everything good in life, starts with the BPMN model. That's not a BPMN model. Let's go to the BPMN model. So that's the process we're looking at, and I'm looking at it in the model, our modeling capabilities. You probably know that. So it starts with what I used here as a connector. It's, in this case, an email connector, so that's kind of the storyline. That's how we can easily interact with that agent in this case. It's an email connector. It's pretty boring to look at the details, but it's actually exposing or looking at an email address. So that means, and that's why I opened Gmail, I can send emails to that bot now. And I want to do two cases here, actually. The first is what you saw yesterday, if you saw the keynote from Daniel. So that's a general inquiry. I basically want to buy a house, for example. I want to have a new house loan, and I'm generally asking for basically for a quote or for information. So let's send that in. The other one is a bit different, actually. The other one is more like, I'm already a customer. I have my loan, but I have kind of a temporary change in my financial situation, so I have a problem, I need to adjust the repayment schedule, and I actually give it a loan number. So that's a very different inquiry, actually. And we also send that in. So as soon as that process instance gets started, we actually route it to the first agent